Welcome back to Building Solid Foundations Radio. I'm your host, Steve Matley. Today we're talking to Andrew Greer. Andrew Greer, if you want to connect with him, is at sandiegodeveloper.com, sandiegodeveloper.com, or you can catch him at andrewthomasgreer.com, or go to Meetup. That's the best place, I think. Go to Meetup, check out Brew RE, join him, have a beer, meet a bunch of people. Doesn't cost anything, just, a little bit of gas to get there, maybe some parking, and that's about it. And you get to meet a lot of great, like-minded people doing all kinds of different things in real estate. And if you're just kicking the tires, that's a good place to start. So, Andrew, I want to ask you, we just mentioned the websites, but aside from that, how can people get involved with you?
Yeah, there's a few different ways. One, we raise capital for deals. So if anyone's looking to invest in infill development, they can reach out on that. Myself or my team actually helps people buy property as well. So if they're looking to buy or sell property, we can help out with that. And then additionally, if you have a piece of land or something you're looking to find out what you can do, you can either bring me on as a consultant, or if it turns into a good enough deal, we can sign an equity agreement and go after it and raise capital and get it done. So I've done all those things. Those are all different ways to work with me and, see if we have some symbiosis in business.
Okay. And maybe I'm a person that wants to get involved in real estate but doesn't really know how. I don't know where to start. Are you open to, even if they're not sure if they want to invest, if they want to buy land, just to talk with you and kind of figure, is there something to do here?
Yeah, no, that's really one of the main reasons I set up Brewery, was to create those conversations where people could come, know I'm going to be in a place at a certain time, and have that conversation and see if it is even worth it or if they're what they're looking for. I'll tell you this, it's always going to be worth it. It's just going to be a matter of if you really want to do it or if you have the time. That's right. The biggest thing.
Yeah, so my experience has been that everybody that is successful doing real estate started not knowing what they were doing, completely unsure, not knowing who to talk to, scared to death to some degree, and they just did something. And sometimes the first thing they did, they decided, I don't want to do that again. I want to do something different. Other times they did something and said, that was the best thing I've ever done in my life. Let's do that again. And everything in between. But they just did something. And you can plan and you can talk and you can watch HGTV. You can do all that kind of stuff. But you've got to at some point actually pull the trigger and do something, even if what that something is making an intentional effort to go talk to people doing it and get some information. And you're never going to be in a position where you've educated yourself enough that you feel like you're fully confident doing everything you're doing. That's not going to happen. You'll spend your whole life learning and never executing if that's your approach.
Yeah, you have to take a step in the direction and actually do something. I see a lot of people that come for 3-4 years and still haven't done a deal. Yeah. They're still talking about it, and you just got to pull the trigger and do it.
Yeah, I did a talk a couple weeks back, and it was kind of a little bit about what keeps people from doing things, procrastination. We always think of procrastination as I'm doing something like streaming movies or, doing something completely a waste of time instead of doing what I'm supposed to. I don't see that as the most insidious type of procrastination. The two I see is I'm doing something that is highly productive and valuable instead of doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I'm learning more and more about I'm going to learn about mortgages. Well, now I'm going to learn about materials and methods. Well, now I'm going to learn about architecture. Now I'm going to write. And I keep doing that instead of actually going out and doing something. And what it is a form of procrastination. But I don't call it that because I'm doing something that's valuable.
Yeah.
But not what I should be doing if I ever want to do this, if I'm ever going to apply this. The other thing I see is the perfection. When I get everything, I get my website just exactly the way I want it. Oh. And then when I get the photo exactly the way I want it. And I've got everything perfect. Then I can go out and look like I'm professional. That's never going to happen.
Never going to happen. You have to take what's good enough and move on with it. And guess what? You're going to change it and improve it over time. Yeah, done is better than perfect.
Exactly.
It's the way it is. And I remember when I was worried about my website, and now I look at it and I'm like, we need to update it. It's been like 4 years.
Right. So, but you got it out there.
We got it out there, and just so it's there so people can find us. But it's funny. We have buildings that have been rented out for 18 months that it's the grading being done on the site.
Right.
we got to do some updating.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm really bad at it too. I set up a good website for our company, and I hired a really great webmaster who did a fantastic job on it. He actually did. I have two companies. He did both the websites, but I'm really bad at social media, and I'm really bad at being a content updater on the websites. So I was at least a year and a half out of date, and I finally sent him a bunch of stuff at the end of December and said, can you just make this whole long laundry list of updates and changes to our website? And he went and did all that. It took him less than a day, and he sent it back, and I got a bill for it. It was really quick. I'm like, why did I wait so long? Well, I don't like it. I like doing my projects.
Yeah, that's
what I'm good at. That's what I know. I like teaching construction management at the college. I do that. But I don't like, so like I do the same thing everybody else, procrastinate because I found other more productive things that I could do, but I do need to do that. My website is where investors come to find me and where they vet me.
Yeah, that's key. It is funny. It's you get in those. I love finding deals. I love getting them through permitting, but
the game.
You also got to get people in to be part of it.
Right. And there's all the parts of the business you don't like, but they support the stuff you do like. I have two partners in my business. One of them lives in Florida. We're a Florida C Corporation, and he loves the land acquisition. He loves the game because we never buy anything that's listed ever. We're out searching, and it's empty land, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not like you can go up and knock on a door. There's no door to knock on. There's weeds. It's usually fallow agriculture land or something like that. But he loves that game. He loves negotiating and structuring the deal, trying to make things work, in all kinds of creative ways. And I asked him, I said, were you ever going to retire at some point? And he said, no. He said, I love getting up and playing the game every day. And boy, you can find something like that. And if there's a niche of this business that you can do that, you can make money at this business.
Yeah, no, it's so true.
So are you looking at adding anything beyond the urban multifamily to your portfolio of projects?
I want to move into some more commercial in the future, and
what kind of commercial? There's a lot of different kind of commercial out there.
So commercial in the sense of mixed use in our multifamily.
So you're talking retail, hospitality mixed with residential.
Yeah, retail, hospitality mixed with residential,
and that's where you get into the podium stuff.
Yes, exactly. Right. So that's what our next evolution is, and then my long-term, long-stated goal is that I want to build a stadium or a concert venue before I retire. So I want to find my way into that business over the next 20 years. That way that can be one of my final projects.
So the big ones get built by the really big companies,
yeah.
but there are the amphitheaters and the theaters and the other types of event venues out there.
Yeah.
Soccer stadiums and a lot of things that you can do.
Yeah, we're going to do it. I know we're going to do it. It's been the plan.
And what drives you to want to do that? That's very different than, to own it and manage it or just to build the thing?
Own manage is really what I want to do. Yeah, I really want to do it. I enjoy entertainment. I enjoy those things. I enjoy bringing people together. It's been one of my favorite things. And doing something like that, it was really what sparked me to actually flip my first house, because I started flipping over a decade ago. And it was because I wanted to raise money, because I wanted to do that. So I've slowly moved myself into construction, moved myself into syndication, moved myself to bigger projects, and just going to continue down that path until we get there.
It's fascinating. I've been involved in a couple of stadium projects in a small way, because those are how many thousands of people work on those things in different areas. Yeah. And they're very interesting. I was involved in theme parks. Those are very different.
Oh, that seems like a different beast.
It's a different beast. It's a little of everything in there, because it's a little bit of residential. It's a little bit of commercial. It's infrastructure. It's a lot of different things in there. Fascinating.
Yeah.
All those rides are mechanical engineering.
Yeah, and the infrastructure has got to be insane for how to set those parks up.
Yeah. And the urban planning of it, all that stuff is just it's insane. And those are fun. It's not the main things I did. Those were one-off type deals, an odd project here or there. And that's what I really loved about the business. Right now we do probably what most people think is the most boring type of real estate project out there, and that's raw land. Empty land that doesn't change from the day we buy it to the day we sell it. Legally, it's different. But you can't point to anything and say, I built that, because I didn't build anything. What do you say? I had some studies done and a map drawn on that. Who cares?
I think it sounds like a lot of fun.
we thoroughly enjoy it. We love it. And not too many people understand it.
Yeah.
But we actually thoroughly love it. And it's quite lucrative for us, and it's a lot of fun. But it's not something that's it's not something you're going to win awards for. It's not something that people are going to say, oh, that's so cool. But that's okay. We like it.
Yeah, That sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you know, I'm involved in architecture in the community because I teach at an architecture college. I run the construction management programs. So I'm going to be looking forward to some of your future projects around the city being nominated for, Orchid Awards and those type of things. So
We have a really cool one coming up by architect that actually has won orchids. So
okay,
yeah, we have Steve Dalton doing one of our projects right now, and I'm very excited about
that's
it.
that'd be great because
Yeah.
the school I work at is one of the sponsors of that event, and so
Nice.
it'd be great to see you up there. And I don't always agree with their selections, but then I'm not an architect by trade, so
I've liked some of their onions even, but
I have too.
because I like the statement. So
I've liked some of the onions better than I liked some of the orchids. But again, I'm not trained in architecture, so maybe I'm not always know what I'm looking at. But,
Yeah.
It's okay. So we're going to have to wrap this up. I want to do a quick summation here. If you want to learn about real estate, I highly encourage you to go to Meetup, check out Brewery, go to one of their events, go to multiple of their events. They're every month. Check them out. It doesn't cost you anything other than just to show up. And showing up is the first step. And even if you are just thinking about this, you're sitting at home, you watch some shows, you maybe saw some YouTube videos or heard some people talking, you're like, I wonder if we could do that. I encourage you to do that. Or go to sandiegodeveloper.com. And I want to thank Andrew for his time today on the show and sharing his expertise. It's always just an actual pleasure to have people to come in and take their time to share with myself and with the audience what they know about the real estate business or whatever their area of expertise is. This is Building Solid Foundations Radio. We're going to be back to wrap this up. Andrew's going to move on. I'm going to wrap this up and put a bow on this episode right after this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. This is Steve Matley on Building Solid Foundations.